Alright, this is the first stream of 2026. Hello, welcome everybody. Good morning, Illuvian community. Hope regardless of where you are in the day that you're having a fantastic day so far. And let this new year hopefully bring you a bunch of positivity. It's going to be a pretty chill stream here today, not going to lie. Nothing too or out of the normal in terms of any sort of announcements, in terms of any sort of activities or whatnot. We're just hanging out today. But here is my game plan for today. So of course, with the Battle Pass just recently ending, one of the features that was on the Battle Pass was that you would get experience for your Illuvials at the end of each game. So because that's gone, or because the Battle Pass finished, it means the experience gain in the arena is also gone. Which means, as much as I may want to rank up right now, I'm also not leveling up my Illuvials at the same time. So I'm debating on something here. Today's stream, I think we're going to try and hunt for some of the best here. My goal is to go for Illuvials of 80 plus TPI, so of course being the, not the tip top of Illuvials statistically, but still very, very good Illuvials nonetheless. That is what I'm going to be aiming for. I have a couple of targets that I know for sure I need some upgrades on, and I'm talking about for all Illuvials. And I'm talking about all Illuvials here, not just the ones that I would traditionally use on my teams. So, we're going to hop into Overworld, maybe do one, maybe two runs, maybe we'll throw in a ranked game at the very, very end before our Illuvium 0 cooldown, but I am a little bit on the clock. I can't go on overtime here today, so we'll have to time that out quite nicely, but the Illuvium the Illuvium Overworld hunt is going to be the main thing here for today. We're just going to be chilling, catching some Illuvials, leveling up some of my Illuvials at the same time, and just having a good time to kind of start off 2026. I hope everybody had a fun and safe new year, and looking forward to the upcoming year. Hopefully everybody gets a little piece of positivity. So to kind of flashbang it here with my sheet. So one thing that I'm going to notice right off the rip, even though my sheet will show that all of my majority of my tier zeros are actually really, really bad, oddly enough. I'm not going to worry about that on stream. I'll worry about that later on. Maybe I'll make a dedicated stream towards hunting of tier zeros, but that's not going to be my focus here for today. It's going to be more so anything I could find in a stage 2 run. So I'm looking at, like, say for example here, anything that you see in the yellow is pretty much what I'm going to need, or yellow or darker. So yellow, orange, or red are what I need to be changing here. So like a Kukuraf, for example, I would need to get that. A Rhoda, that should in theory be an easier one to hunt, but we'll see. Maybe we go into Brightland Steppes for a couple of our first runs. And then my Lynxes need a lot of work. I have a couple of Lynxes that are absolute standouts. However, there are quite a few that you'll see here in the red, orange, and so on and so forth. Even my baby Lynxes need work. So that'll be something I'll be keeping an eye on. With the tier 3s, it's not so bad, but it's more so the late stage Illuvials that I need. Like my Slashin's absolutely garbage, for example. I need to absolutely find a new one of those sometime soon. Because all of them I've been finding have just been rather lackluster. Same thing with my Monarch and Malura, for example. Tier 4s and tier 5s, I just hardly ever see. I'm lucky to have one to begin with. So if we happen to find one, it's got a good chance of being an upgrade. But of course, the chance of finding a tier 4 or a tier 5 worth its weight is definitely difficult. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, stage 2 run is going to be the goal. Hop on over into the in-game. I disappeared for a second there. There we go. And we'll hop into the swing of things in just a moment's time. I can tell the Illuvium team is back to work. Thankfully, I was locked up for a little while with a lot of my catches and a lot of my items kind of being locked. But I got the email today that all of my items and Illuvials that were kind of stuck are now being reprocessed. So I'm glad that's underway. I will very, very soon have my title flail. Can't wait to get this thing so I could actually play Aegis in the overworld. And that way Goyle and I can actually work as a team to level up everybody in the overworld. Double checking to make sure I had all of my shards done. They are complete, so we're good there. And based off of the sheets, my two biggest outliers right now for Illuvials, at least in terms of tier 1s, are the Rota and Tiru. I do not have very good ones, and I get that they're stage 1, so it's not the end of the world, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so it's going to bug me. So we'll go here, but I need to double check and see exactly who I'm actually leveling up here before I go hop into the battle, because I was working on a bunch of baby Illuvials the other day. So I need to keep Alfie, maybe keep Dash, but a couple of these tier 1s, let's be honest, if I end up using one of these Illuvials in the actual arena itself, it's usually after I've already gotten into tier 2 or stage 2. So I'm not going to worry too much about leveling them up per se. Same thing there with Fury. Alfie, there's been many times I've been stuck on an Alfie and then, well, kind of need to level that one up. Otherwise, I'm just going to go for leveling up a bunch of my stage 2s, even if they are already like a relatively decent level. Let's see, there you are. Goyle, come on down. And try to get my best of the bests here. I think there's a couple Lynxes that I wanted to upgrade as well, now that I think about it. And I think this Lynx was one of them. Just double checking real quick. Let's get the Relentless Lynx out there. I think I have a Stoic Lynx in a very similar scenario here as well. Yeah, it's gotta be a Sky. Bring them on in. Normally I'd have this set up a little bit prior to the stream, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of slacked a little bit in terms of getting moving this morning. Hey, Crunk, you can come with as well. And then I'm gonna try and be a little bit more lean in terms of how many Illuvials I throw on the board at once. Whether I'm successful at doing so is another question, but we'll see. Quickly checking my sheet to make sure I'm using the right Illuvial here. So Riptorus, 588. That is you. Okay, we will take you. And then potentially, do I bring Riplance as well? I mean, Riplance though is, that's 73. That's not bad. It's already level 50 though. I have other things that I need to level. My Stabbin can use some work, actually. Stabbin is, let's see, 527. There you are. Come on down. We'll level up this squad here today. So a Rota, 100% I'm going to be looking for. But at the same time, I'm looking for other things as well. Hukaraf is definitely one. The Polar Bear line, I definitely need those. And then especially the Vermilia line. I do not have a very good Vermilia or a middle stage one, Vermilio. My Vermiliaire is actually okay. Not that I use it that often. And we'll see what we can get. Of course, we kind of started off the new year right. I had an incredible ranked game. It was actually yesterday. And that ended up turning into what was now the second Illuvium Tale video. Now up on YouTube. And again, lots of positivity coming towards those videos, and I definitely thank you all for that. Here's one more time. And it was just too good of a game to not actually do, so I'm I was very motivated after that game and just immediately belted it out. I'm actually rather surprised with how quick I was able to turn that into a actual video. considering I've been working on the other ones before. But it helps that I had a little bit of time to myself in the house and was extra motivated and got it done. There's another Vermilia. Riley, we'll pick that one up as well. Arcane Zephyr Lynx, gladly take that. Another Crunk. Cool. Okay, possibly. So a couple things of note, actually, too. I found a Squiz here. It's probably going to be one of the first things I encounter, because my Squiz is not very good right now. My entire Squiz line is extremely weak. My Fern as well is rather lackluster, so I'd love to be able to pick one up. As I completely whiff, I don't even get my my cage out in time. A little bit of morning scuff, to say the least. And now I've got them both running. This isn't good. See if I can get a lockdown here. Wait for my cooldowns to come back up and then go for Squiz. There we go. Now if we actually do it in the proper order, it's funny how things work maybe a little bit easier. Is that green by chance? It kind of looks green. I can't tell. I'm not going to waste the energy yet until I know for sure. So let's hop on in. First fight of the day going to be up against a Squiz. Again, currently, according to my sheet, my Squiz is actually a 34 TPI, so it is extremely weak, all things considered, including only a level 1 in Omega power, so there is a big jump that we can do here to potentially scoop this one up. There is also a Rota here as well. It's not a bad one, but compared to going up against a Squiz, oh man, this Squiz isn't actually that great either. Oddly enough, it's probably like right along the same lines as the Squiz I already have. Oddly enough, maybe even going for Rota might be better, but I don't know. We'll see how many shards I have left. If it's worth going for. Let's see here. I do want to try and stay somewhat lean. Penguin, go after Squiz. That part's fine. Let's use the fighter weapon, actually. Is the scary part. Yes, I want more experience with each Illuvial that I throw onto the board, but at the same time, I do not want to risk actually losing the encounter outright. This should be able to do it, I think, right? We'll give it a shot. The only major threat in this instance is Sephoris, which at least both of the fighters are going to be on top of right away. And then Stabbin was able to take care of one, turn on over to the Rota, nice and clean. And I was worried, but yet that one looked rather easy there for the squad. And there we go. And that's exactly why I want to keep things leaner. Over 400 experience in just that one battle alone for everybody involved. Much better than the 200s or so that I would get before. Yeah, like, I don't have much in terms of Resplendent shards either. So I might just... I mean... if I'm going to use energy on a stage 2 run for a little Rota, it better be godlike, and even though this one's good, I don't think it's going to meet the expectations. Meanwhile, with the Squiz, I just don't have many, but again, I don't want to use a Resplendent shard, so I'm going to do something extremely stupid. It's only a 10% chance, or 11% chance. But I wouldn't be using my Resplendent shard, so I find these a little bit more often. We're going to use the Tier 4 shard. If this happens to stick, it would be an absolute miracle, and the fact that it's still in here already is kind of crazy. An 11% chance to scoop this thing up, and holy smokes, we actually got it! An 11% chance for that catch to actually work out, and we do get the little Squiz in a Tier 4 shard. That was a best case scenario. Because no, that Squiz wasn't very good, but at the same time, I do still need to find Illuvials for skins. And Squiz, to me at least, has some very pretty skins. And some very cool looking skins as well. So I just need the bodies, and being able to scoop it up like that was absolutely ridiculous. Let's hope I didn't just use up all my luck for the day, because that was definitely an outlier. Okay, I'm gonna shoot down the Rota here, but I'm gonna go towards the Fern down at the lower portion of the stage in a second. That was incredible. Very rare chance for that to happen. Quickly double checking, making sure all is good. Looks like we're clear on all fronts. And let's hop back into this one. So a Vermiliaire is the big boy. Oh, there's a Fernite too in the shadows. So this one's going to be a little bit of a tougher fight. This Fern isn't terrible, at least on the offensive side. Oh. Hey, sweetheart, how's it going? Okay, this would be a good fight just for the experience, even. This might be one we have to dump everybody on, though. So let's get the whole gang out here. Goyle, get out here. Protect my Scion line. With something like that. We will get the tank here. Alongside the Lynx. With Frunk to hold that section. Riptorus. Stabbin'. Let's get a fighter weapon onto ourselves. And kind of do something like that. We should be able to win this one. Hopefully without casualties, but there is a lot of tough Illuvials here, so it would not surprise me if I do end up losing one, especially Alfie, because it's so damn squishy. The healing from Goyle is not going to be enough to keep it alive, so we are going to end up losing it. And while they still get experience, and that part is fine, it's more so the energy that I'm worried about when they get eliminated like that. And you can see that was an extremely tough fight. Everybody nearly getting 500 experience, and I had the entire team on the field with that one. Now, Rota, nothing to write home about. Got this Fern. Is it better than what I currently have, actually? Going to quickly double check, because my current Fern is about a 55, with essentially 3s across the board. I do not think that this is better, and it's definitely not an 80, so we will let it go. Still glad we did that fight, though. That was good experience for everybody. And there's still many others that I do want to take a look at. I know there's the 2 mammoths in this fight here as well, or in this area. My little baby mammoth isn't too bad. Wish I had a little bit of access to some of the older ones. Okay, so the Fern down on the ground is going to be the one I'm going to take a look at. Just down this way. There you are. Scoop you up real quick. Yeah, in terms of news right now for Illuvium, like I was kind of saying in the pre-show, it's just a little bit of a quiet moment. We, of course, did have... It's basically just no official announcements, but it's been more so just kind of like Discord conversations and people... making comments on that. Specifically, the latest one that I do remember was from Kieran, where he did mention that in January there will be a tournament, but it's not related to the Illuvium Pro League. but no other details really came out about that just yet. So that's basically as new of news that we have as of this moment. If I try and go extremely lean, is this going to be enough? Just keeping it like this? Nobody's going to be diving my Furiox. That might just be enough, just the three of them. My Lynx is getting battered a little bit faster than I was hoping, though. It's a little scary. Hopefully the squad could still handle it. Lynx hanging on at about a quarter HP, and okay, yeah, now we're cruising. It got me nervous for a second, but it looks like my Rangers started to take a little bit, which let the Lynx stay alive. And Furiox and Stabbin just doing their thing. Nice and safely. There we go. And considering that was just like a lot of tier 1s, the fact that we got 300 experience for that is quite nice. This Fern is abysmal. We're going to just completely ignore that and pretend like I didn't see it. Kuka, that's not terrible, but going to still end up passing on it. That's probably not 80 due to its lack of offensive stats. So we'll let everybody go. But otherwise, all has been quiet, and I do believe that that will probably change. I do believe, like I was saying before, since I had just gotten my items reprocessed here for minting, that the Illuvium staff are probably just getting back to work from their holiday break. So I imagine they'll be cooking up something sometime soon. Not an expectation. I'm just guessing. The one thing I like about Brightland Steps, I can actually tell which green rocks are green here. Whenever I'm flying around Abyssal Basin, for example, or even in Crimson Wastes, I can never tell which rock is which. But for some reason here at Brightlands, the lazurite is extremely green. It's extremely noticeable. So I can actually keep my shards nice and replenished, since I'm not wasting energy on gem rocks, the bismuth, sorry, the geodine. If there wasn't so many hills and areas for platforming, because y'all know I suck at platforming. If it didn't have as much of that, I'd probably farm here. And I should honestly just suck it up and start farming here anyway. Yeah, we got a few things here. Vermilia is here as well. So let's see, it's Twine. I mean, it's got attack speed and okay resistance, but not going to hit that 80 mark we're looking for. And none of these are going to hit that mark that we're looking for. So we're just going to end up beating them up and moving on. We'll need our full tank line, because there is actually some DPS here on this squad. Preferably have the Ranger tank first. Twine Omega is going to be interfering with any sort of Alfie Blast. Goyle, come on out here. Get the Relentless Lynx out here. So not quite the full team, but pretty close. Let's give it a shot. There we go. Ranger's going to tank up quite nicely. Twine's going to wall its way over. I'm not worried about it for damage. The only thing that I'd be worried about it for is interrupts. But again, the team that I have doesn't really care too much about their Omegas being interrupted. And yeah, that was definitely a little overkill. I could have been leaner, but I'll still take that decent amount across the board. And then yeah, this Vermilia is not better than the one I currently have. The one that I do have is, let's see, it's a 59 TPI. This one here is nowhere near that, so we'll let them go. But it's a nice change of pace. Like, I've been trying my very, very best to not just be like super speed run all the time, as everybody might have been seeing with the amount of times I've had to mute for choking or something along those lines. I feel like I've been maybe working myself up a little bit too much as of late. I kind of drive myself nuts in the process inadvertently. So trying to take things a little bit slower, not super try hard all the time. Not that I'm not going to be bringing the energy, going to absolutely do what I can to do so. But just saying to myself, it's okay to slow down a little bit. Okay, I thought that was a green rock, but nope, not this time. We do have, that is going to be a Virtuous Zephyr Lynx up here. I don't like on this hill, though. I do want to kind of move up to the side. And hopefully, right as that cage goes down, I'm in a proper position to just open fire. Not that there's much strategy in terms of the overworld right now. Not gonna lie, most of the time you can just kind of turn your brain off, use your abilities in any sort of order, and you're probably A-okay. But it's good to have the good habits. And there's actually a mammoth in this fight here as well. Let's see, I could definitely use one of those. My current mammoth is right on the dot. It is 80, so there is still plenty of room for improvement. The rogue, the Rota, not too bad either. Mammoth, not very great though. How about this Zephyr Lynx though? It does have some pretty tanky stats. My current one though is actually pretty much identical to this Lynx, so we'll end up battling it out. This is a perfect fight, for example, to get Alfie in there, because nobody's truly going to dive bomb them. Just put a Lynx back there, and we're A-okay, and we're safe. Okay, bring you. Bring you. And add on my suits and such, and we should be good to go. And just to make the Ranger do all the tanking. Yeah, Rhoda will be dealt with quite nicely. Right as Alfie's shot comes through. Clean it up quite nicely. Good experience. Keep going, Alfie. And the Lynx levels up here as well. Beautiful. Again, the Mammoth was okay. The Rota was honestly good. But I don't think that's 80 TPI good. And then the Zephyr Lynx, while it is a tanky Lynx, it is not better than the one I currently have. So I will let it go. And of course, these Lynxes... Lynx is the only Illuvial currently in the game where even if you have the blueprints and even if you have the Illuvials, for whatever reason, you still can't actually make the skins for them. So, no real purpose to collect them just for the sake of it right now. Down at the lower end of this hill, though, there was an Archelian. I do want to see that. My Archelian right now is pretty decent. I believe it is like a 79 or potentially even an 80. But if we could somehow find a godlike Archelian and just level up Goyle even more, that'd be absolutely incredible. Oh, I just smacked my stream deck while trying to chase this thing. My potato aim coming in clutch. But that's an interesting thing. I was talking with Toriel a little bit with... talking about naming of Illuvials, and I like what she does. Not only does she have a name for like each Illuvial, but she has a name for each Illuvial stage. Not for every single Illuvial, I don't think, but at least for like a certain couple special ones. Like, I found that extremely, extremely cute, for example. Like, I've been just saying with my Archos, for example, with Goyle, I've been saying they're Goyle, whether it's an Archie, an Archos, or an Archelian. But technically, like, Archie could be its own name, and then the Archos its own name, Archelion its own name. Like, technically, I could do it that way. I found that interesting. I like that. I'm trying to be lean. I think this is actually good enough right here, right now. Put myself here so I'm kind of the tank, even though I have a Scion weapon. Let's give it a shot. But this Archelion's the one we're looking for, and honestly, that's not too damn bad. The health sucks, which is definitely disappointing. But it's probably at least a 70. I'm gonna double check or reference my sheet just to make sure that it's not an upgrade. Yeah, my current Darchelion is an 82 with maxed out resistances and almost maxed out health. So this one would not be an upgrade. Good experience for everybody across the board here, though. Almost 800 each. Take a peek at these other ones. Nothing really to write home about. Do I throw the common shard at it and just see if it works? I'm going to actually say no to it. We will let this Archelion go. Might be a little bit picky, but the lack of Omega power and health is definitely a big miss, to the point where that might have even been a 60 TPI Archelion, all things considered, because the offensive stats are not weighted as heavily on a support Illuvial like the Archelion. So we'll end up letting that one go. But there's still plenty of interesting Illuvials we can take a look at here in this run, and I've still got plenty of energy. We've got Riley, we've got Vermilia. We'll take a look at Riley first here. Of course, Riley, for both of my narrative videos, has basically been the superstar of such. Or of sorts. And as it stands right now, my Riley currently is not even necessarily that great. I really enjoyed using the Shock Aegis team, though, in that video yesterday. Riley personally has been an Illuvial that, or the entire Rye line, has been something that I've been having a hard time using, because it's weird since it's more of a... It feels like more of a supportive fighter. So I always have a hard time, like, truly getting it to hit its mark. But yesterday felt good. And this Rye's not going to be very good either, unfortunately. Nobody is, but that is a lot of higher stage Illuvials, to the point where I can bring out probably the whole field and get some major experience here. Do something like this. I put the Ranger up front because I really do not care if the Ranger goes down. The Ranger doesn't ever get fatigued. So it does not bother me if they do end up going down. 1, 2... And then this is the only odd spot. Something kind of like this. Maybe even move them a little bit further out. Try and draw some of the ranged attacks here from Sephoris. Let's give that a shot. Of course, by doing this as well, the Scion weapon that I do have on my Ranger is Wildfire, so it does let me spread the fire and help keep Krunk alive just that much more. And we're going to easily be able to crush that, actually. Very easy fashion, and almost 600 experience for everybody on board. There we go. Unfortunately, catching-wise, again, everybody's a little bit lackluster. So we'll let them go. And of course, shoutouts to everybody tuning in right now, regardless of which platform you happen to be on. I do have the chats open, and I'm essentially just chilling today, so if you have any questions or any comments, or just wanna chit-chat, more than welcome to fire something off in the chat. As long as it's appropriate, I'll gladly respond. But again, it is not mandatory. I'm just happy you're here. How do I get out of here? There it is, okay. You can tell I haven't necessarily been as well rehearsed in traveling Brightland Steppes. It's better than my Crimson Waste runs, but not by that much. I know my son always loses it whenever I'm in this area. They're like, oh my gosh, look at that dino. I mean, that's probably not a dino, but it is extremely cool, and I hope I get to fight its ancestor one day. Okay, so the Vermilia is what I'm looking for in this encounter, but let's take a look at the Kukas as well. Honestly, not too bad. If this one had health, I'd be excited to see this one. Vermilia does have attack speed and okay kind of across the board. That might be an upgrade here for me, actually. Quickly double checking. Oh, no, not necessarily. My other one's a little bit tankier, and I think I value that a little bit more here on this Vermilia. If this one had maxed out Omega Power, then maybe you'd have my interest. I would actually run from this fight, because it's just a lot of low tiers, but I didn't place down my beacon. So it would send me right back to the beginning, so I'm just going to try and take as lean as a fight as I possibly can. Let's see what I can do. This would be way too lean, I think. Do need at least some sort of tank. Let's get the Stoic Lynx in here. That I feel a little bit better about. Let's give that a shot. Yeah, so Ranger's going to get the brunt of most of this. Big stun going to come out here from the Lynx pretty much on everybody, including that Polar Bear, which Shredder's going to be able to take down quite nicely. Can we keep the Lynx alive, though? It's pretty hurt, but the DPS gets here right at the right moment. As you can probably hear in the background, the kids are running amok. Christmas break almost over here for them. A couple more fun days ahead. And can we hit level 23 off that one? We will. There we go. Again, the Vermilia, while it does have good attack speed, that's basically it, so we will let it go. So Vermilia is a couple of mammoths to check out. And then any other excess energy, I'm just going to shoot into Lazurite stones anytime I see them. And if there's still energy left over, shoot some plants. Gather some essences, because it does seem to be the resource that I am the lowest on. Got ourselves the Arcane Zephyr Lynx, so all of my Arcane Lynxes, with the exception of the Hydro Lynx, are actually really bad right now, so I do need some upgrades here. My Hydro Lynx is absolutely incredible. It's an 88, and it's an absolute monster. My Arcane Terror Lynx, the hollow one I caught a couple weeks ago, that one's actually good as well. But yeah, the Ember Lynx, Flora Lynx, and the Zephyr Lynx, and the Zephyr Lynx is actually my worst one, so I'm hoping for a good one this time. Oh, damn. Not going to be a good one in the slightest, but we do have a couple of Illuvials with some higher tiers to them. I would like to take this fight, but as you can kind of start seeing, fatigue is starting to become a problem, so I do have to be careful with my encounters moving forward here. And I've been trying to be lean, too. I haven't just been throwing everybody onto the field every single time now. And it's still a little bit of an issue. Try and do something like that, potentially. I mean, there's not a lot of damage, but I don't necessarily have a lot of tank here either. Do something like that so Krunk kind of waddles in. Isn't necessarily the first focus, but isn't too late to the fight either. Try something like that. And I'm pretty confident with this as well. Maybe tap up a couple of the fellas here. Do some of the baby ones. Usually whenever I do that, that turns into a loss. So let's hope I didn't just kind of jinx it. Because the damage that my Ranger is taking is quite brutal. But of course, Goyle is there, going to keep me topped off for at least a little bit longer. Look at that, right on the fringe of going down. Does eventually fall. But with plenty of health here for everybody else. We'll clean this one up nicely. There we go. Squawk, hello, good morning. You're hunting as well. And I need some challenge in the arena. Sounds good. I think I'm going to be doing 2 runs here today in the overworld. Then after the fact, going to try 1 ranked game. And if you happen to be available for that, I'll try to give another warning or a heads up before I start doing so. And if you happen to be available, I would gladly love to compete with you. Good luck with your hunts as well. You looking for anything in particular today? Okay. Speaking of flint caps, there was one right there, right? Yeah, there we go. Let's get that. Always need flint caps. And I gotta stop slacking on the morphopods as well. There is the 0-point transducer at Sanctum Mesa that you can grab and transfer your morphopods into Illuvium 0. And it speeds up how long it takes for skins to actually become available from your 0 plots. So I definitely need to start scooping those up, saving those up for whenever I need some sort of priority blueprints. And here is our next target. We do have the Krunk just hanging out on the cliffside. You got a Phosphorus and a Stage 2. Congratulations. Hope you're able to lock it down. So I know those things are a bugger. The Forus, of course, one of my most heartbreaking moments on stream was the Forus that got away. And I can only imagine a Phosphorus being that much crazier. Hopefully, you have a Master Shard in hand in case it ends up being an absolute beauty. Now, as for my Krunk, for this to be an upgrade, it basically needs to be perfect. My current Krunk is a 87. So this would have to be basically maxed out, and to be honest, it's not too bad, but it's definitely not better than the one that I currently have. This Slappin', however, hey, it's got max attack speed. It's a little bit of a glass cannon. No Omega power, though, unfortunately. And Riptor's nothing to write home about, so we'll probably clean this one up nice and quick. You always got a Master Shard in your pocket. Okay, good, good, good. I know for the longest time I did not have a... Or I would go into these Stage 2 runs and not have a Master Shard. And I would definitely pay for it, so to speak. Let's see. Riptor, you can go here as well. Doyle, come on over. I think there's not much in terms of damage, all things considered. It is literally just the Riptor and the Slappin', eh? Am I wrong thinking that we could probably do it just as us 3? Might be a little bit limit testing, might be a little bit greedy, but this would be a hell of a run if we can pull this off. We might try it. Only the 3 Illuvials versus these ones? As long as Riptor stays alive, I think we're good, and having my Krunk there to kind of back them up should make it quite nicely, especially now that that blind's come out. There we go. My Ranger will 100% bite the dust here, but that's fine. Gotta burn through the damage, burn through the tank, taking care of that Gnarl quite nicely. Ranger does fall, but now it's time for the other Illuvials to play here. Goyle, extremely low. Gonna get one more heal out to save its skin. It does, actually. Riptor goes down right at the right moment. I think that is pretty much perfect in regards to how lean I could have kept that. Especially with those flint caps. Look at that amount of experience. Almost 1,600 in just that one fight alone. And no casualties on top of that here as well. I was debating on the Penguin, but I think that's probably maybe a 60 TPI. We'll let that one, let him go. Probably have about another 10 minutes of run still left here in this one. Then I imagine my Illuvials will be a little bit too exhausted to continue. One more Fern up on the high ground. Let's see, it's Fern, Rota, there's Vermilia's. Oh, there's stuff up there, that I kind of ended up skipping. And the Mammoths are all the way up here. And the Hollow Cling as well, so I'm getting shot by this damn Morphopod. What do I want first? I think we'll take a look at the Fern. That might be the play. We'll take a look at the Fern. If it doesn't end up being an upgrade, we'll just run from the fight. So that sends me back to the starting point. And from there, we can go to the Mammoths. You bugger. These damn cliffs are driving me nuts. There's the Hollow T-Ruo. Yeah, from cliff to cliff, essentially here. Just trying to lock this thing down. I do have my cooldowns available, so screw it. We're just going to lock it down so I can actually hit the damn thing. Took 2 sets of cooldowns to lock it down. Just because of all the traversing we had to do, all the cliffs. But eventually get there. I'm still so surprised that we caught that Squiz in a tier 4 shard. That was kind of ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. So there's the Rota, no good. Kuka, no good. Fern, not terrible. We've got 90% Sepphoris that I can have, unless I already have one. What do I have currently? Let me check my sheet. Flashbang. My Sepphoris is actually a 79, so if that is an Illuvial that you're completely willing to part way with, I will 100% accept. And I thank you for that. I thank you for offering. And for this Fern, is it better than what I had? Let me quickly take a look again. That's about the same, so I think I'm actually just going to leave this alone and teleport back to the start. You got a secondary quest where I tried to capture a tier 5 with a tier 1 shard. That's absolutely ridiculous, oh god. Heck, going for the tier 4 shard was a 11% chance for me. I could only imagine like 0.00 chance to try and get it with a common. You sent me the screen. I'll take a look at it here. Yeah, that absolutely looks incredible. If you're completely, like, no strings, like you're just completely willing to part ways with it and let me use it, let me have it, I couldn't thank you enough, and I would gladly accept. Yeah, because I was definitely an ice one. Pretty much maxed out on its tankiness as well as its omega power. If the only thing that it's missing is like attack speed and attack damage, that's fine. It's Sepphoris. It's not meant to be an auto attacker. Okay, there's a bubble thing around here somewhere, right? Losing my mind trying to find it. There it is. Up here, potentially get the Mammoth. This isn't where it is it? And boom. Hello there. Lock that one down. Was that Sephora's based off a fusion, or was that just caught raw? Okay, Mammoth, let's see. Are you any good? Rota is no good. Cariblou's no good. Mammoth, honestly, no good either. So we're just gonna let that one go, because I'm basically out of energy. He's in my pocket, I can check it. Thank you so much. Once again, Squawk, thank you. You've helped me with a handful of Illuvials, and a lot of them, all of them, are still staples in my team, so thank you. Caught in the overworld? Awesome. That's a hell of a find. And I thank you so, so much. While I may not be as experienced, or have maybe the prettiest of collections or something, if there's anything that I can help you with at some point, please do let me know. And I'll gladly see what I can do to help. Is that green? Nah, I don't think so. Oh, maybe. Let's get a closer look, why don't we? Oh yeah, that's green. I can shoot that one. Down here that I need to go. This is for the Vermilia. Let's lock that down. Yeah, this is easily a staple. Don't need anything, just need the hype. Well, by all means, I can do that 9 times out of 10 here for you. Some days are a little better than others, but with a Sephora's like that, I will absolutely continue to bring the hype here. Not just for the stream in particular, but for anything Illuvium related. And I look forward to seeing you on the battlefield in ranked or in a tournament sometime soon. Now this Vermilia this time, let's quickly take a look here. It's got the attack damage and like offensive stats that are okay, but otherwise not necessarily up to snuff. Kuka, not terrible at all. The 3 maxed out stats, but I mean the damage and attack speed's a little lackluster. Yeah, I'm still
Let's go.
Not sure if you could hear my wife in the background saying, yeah, that's squid catch was epic. It was absolutely epic, yeah. The chances were so low for that to happen. Oh, 100%. I'm going to, as soon as I'm out of this run, I will make the change in my spreadsheet, which I then will change into my team planner before we go into ranked. Because yeah, this Sephora's that you gave me is absolutely creditable. Rare wifey appearance popping on through. I knew you'd do that one day. I was wondering when it would happen.
I didn't know about you.
No, no, you're good as long as you're okay with it. You got a squid with a tier 3 Squawk. That's ridiculous. What was the percentage on that? Like a 4% chance to make that happen then? If I were to guess? Oh, mushroom. Snake that. That was just a Rhoda, I believe. So let's take a look. Put all the way up there? I think it's all the way up there, isn't it? Oh, platforming. I just want to go fast. I don't want to jump. But there is a nimble Hydra up there. I would absolutely love to take a look at. Something like 2%? Yeah, that's incredible. Wish I could have been a fly on the wall there for your reaction when you caught that one. Okay, what is happening here? This Lynx might be trolling me a little bit. Is there like a little cave or something around here that I'm missing? There is, actually. There we go. My biggest opponent. Cliffsides. Got 3 to 5 tier 5 Illuvials with a tier... I do when they have... Yeah, honestly, fair enough play, because God forbid, like, they break out, okay, whatever it is, what it is, right? But, if it works, you got yourself another tier 5, so hell yeah. Holy moly, this is a rather stacked fight this time. And that Nimble Hydrolinx isn't too shabby either. Heck, even the Kuka's not terrible. I mean, that's more so towards movement speed, so maybe not as much to write home about. Is the Nimble Hydrolinx one of my good lynxes? No, it's actually my worst rogue lynx, so this would 100% be an upgrade. So yeah, we gotta try and catch this thing. A lot of my Illuvials are getting tired out, that's for sure. This is the Hydrolinx here as well. I'm gonna take this. I need the unit, or I need my ranger to tank. However, I don't want to put the shield on it because I'd love to give my Crunk Wildfire, which my staff does apply. Let's get Goyle up there with us as well to try and hold the line. With my Stoic Lynx nearby as well. Would love to be able to give this one a boost. It's only in its 20s. I'd love to level it up a little bit further. And then let's just slowly but surely kind of add on the rest of the squad. The fighters being last to arrive. Vyriox can show up here. With that being a Nimble Lynx, of course, it's going to end up diving. I may, in fact, have to kind of put the Stoic Lynx back here instead. Try and catch the Nimble. And then just have Alfie potentially hide in the corner. But yeah, this is the whole gang. I imagine, again, that this must be good on experience. So if we do get this, I'd love to just give everybody a flint cap. Hopefully I'm not biting off more than I can chew. Especially since I do have the exhaustion debuff on everybody as well. This is extremely greedy, but we're going to go for it anyway. Let's see if I do end up getting punished. The big one I'm worried about right here, of course, is that Nimble Lynx. It completely destroyed my Furiox. Somehow it just got by the Stoic Lynx, which is just extremely annoying. And we do lose Riptorus as well. Shredder does go down, but so does everybody else on the other side. So we do get away with it, but 100% that was probably my either my second to last or last encounter. 750 as well. Maybe not as much experience as I was kind of hoping for. But again, I had to use basically everybody to get the job done there, so unfortunate. So this is what I'm looking for here. Nimble Hydrolinx. Gonna throw the tier 3 at it. Potentially even go higher. This would be the 100% for sure catch. And I think I'm not going to even risk it the chance. I know this is an upgrade. I know it's a good upgrade. So I'm just going to throw the tier 4 at it. I do find enough of the tier 4s where I don't feel bad using one. We will scoop this one up. This will be an upgrade. Nimble Hydrolinx is mine. Doesn't necessarily have the attack damage, but it's got the tank, it's got the attack speed. Its Omega power is pretty decent as well. And this thing will absolutely hit like a truck. Look forward to making the switch there onto my sheet. And in the team planner, let's see, refresh my profile. I have it in the background here so I can see exactly what the TPIs of everything is. But so far we're doing a pretty good job of finding some upgrades. But this run has basically run its course. I just need to utilize some of the energy. Still have a couple of these pop prints out here, and in fact I do realize there was one thing that I did want to still try and get. One final attempt here. This is a hollowed out Kling. Just for the sake of a hollow collection, I do want to try and snag this. Hopefully I didn't completely wear out all of my Illuvials, and hopefully this encounter isn't too difficult. Yeah, excuse me, Revo. Don't worry, not coming for you today. The Revo was my big upgrade yesterday. Off stream, I found one that was 91 TPI, I believe. And a bunch of my Illuvials from before that were kind of locked out during the holiday break that got resent over are starting to show up here in my profile. Thank you to Illuvium support for getting that move in and helping me out there big time. Okay, this encounter, yeah, there's a lot of Illuvials, but at least the only ones that are strong is a tank and a Apon down in the background. Illuvial-wise, everybody's tired, but nobody's knocked out. What about the stats on this Kling? I mean, it's a little lack to be desired, but it's a hollow, so I think I might collect it, just because I don't think I have a hollow at all currently for Kling. And I'd love to be able to maybe use one in casual, where the stats don't necessarily matter, but style points absolutely does. Alright, Goyle, come through. Trunk. A little bit at the back. Try to have everybody go for the Ranger first. Cryptor, Lynx, Furiox, and our dear Stabbin. Everybody on board for one more fight. See if we can lock down this hollow. So the plan for me today is to do one more overworld run. And then if there is time afterwards, I will hop into the arena. However, I'm not necessarily sure. Actually, do I even change that? No, we'll do... I've been saying I'm going to be doing 2 overworld runs, so we'll stick to the 2 overworld runs. We might not get to the arena today, but we'll try my best. Maybe I'll try to pick up the pace here a little bit on this next run here. Now I'm just going to throw the tier 3 at it. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. It is what it is. I'm happy to have the hollow if we get it. But especially based off of the stats, it's not the end of the world to me if we don't get it. And it's more stuff that I can shoot if I don't, so it will end up breaking out. The hollow's Kling will end up leaving us. Little bit of remorse here, as I probably should have just threw the tier 4 at it, but it's okay. I should probably be farming up more shards anyway. If it had better stats, I would have 100% threw a tier 4 at it, but that thing was maybe like a 30 TPI. It was a pretty weak fella. Now, where is all of the resources for shooting rocks? In theory, it should be around here, eh? Scoop up a bunch of consumables from these plants here as well. And call this one a run. Need the essences here as well. Okay, where are the plants at? Where are the rocks at? I know there's an underground area that tends to have a lot of resources. Let's see if there's actually anything here for once. I'll take you. Vitality Essence, we'll take it. Thought there was something here. That is yellow, isn't it? No, no thank you. That's yellow again. I'm being picky, but at the same time I have so much energy that I feel kind of bad being picky. Okay, so I gotta go basically all the way to the start again and just start shooting all the rocks down there. Okay, we'll do that. Bubbles. There's a ring nut over there. Definitely need those. Morphopod. Eggy. Multiple eggies. That's where my son would pop off and, oh, get it, get the egg, because he's so used to when I would play a lot of Pal World. Anytime he would see an egg out in the wild, he'd pop off a little bit. He's like, oh, we gotta stop everything. We have to go hatch this thing immediately. It was cute. A rock. And a few more things that we can probably scoop up. And that should basically do it. Maybe one more in the pocket. There we go. Because I happen to be nearby it, we'll scoop up some additional energy just for another shot or two. 1, 2. I can't reach out really, can I? And there you are, number 3. Ah! I should have shot that instead. Oh well. Personally, I just wanted to get this next run underway. I usually average out about an hour in each run here. So we can take a look here in a second too at our haul, what we did end up picking up. In terms of Illuvials anyway. Oh, and it's showing all the stuff that came in from beforehand as well. Like the Arcane Emberlings, I didn't catch that recently. That was actually caught a long time ago. That thing's only a 38, unfortunately. So won't be able to necessarily get a good look at it this time, but what we can do is actually get a good look at it in this regard. So we can see I got my profile opened up, so big thank you once again to Squawk for sending over this absolute badass. Let's take a look at it. Definitely my new best, and it's making the Totofi line probably my strongest individual line right here. Level 40, of course, since it is leveled up. Was caught in the overroll. This wasn't a fusion, just a raw capture. And right here, the stats on this thing here as well. Maxed out on health, maxed out on resistances. This thing for Scions, I mean, this thing's basically, well, literally, your rock. You're kind of using this Scion to protect others with its health pool and the granite. So having that's incredible, but this thing does also pack a hell of a punch, and with a modifier, a level 5 modifier there for that as well. Absolutely incredible. Almost maxed out on attack speed, and that is pretty incredible for charging your Omega. And then, like, sure, its attack damage is a little bit low, but again, this thing is not an auto attacker, so I do not mind in the slightest. So allow me to quickly make this change. where this is an absolute beauty. Drag it on over here for just a second. So this... Get that number, serial number, so I don't forget. Then I'll change this in my planner here momentarily when we get into the arena side of things, or I'll do it later if we don't end up getting into the arena side of things. But again, this is a... Let's see, so a 5-5... 4-1-5-4. Okay. With a TPI of 90, which 90 pushes it over into what I would call my Illuvial royalty. Move them into that category, and that again does make it the first set of Illuvials where I have 2 of the Illuvials in the line in royalty status. So the TNT and my Sephoris are now some of my best. The TNT, I believe, was one that I had fused and got a pretty good run on, or pretty good stats on. But again, this raw Sephoris that Squawk caught is now going to fit in quite nicely with the squad. Big thank you once again for making that happen there, Squawk. A couple of other Illuvials are coming in as well. In fact, one of them, Slashin', that is definitely a new best, but I'll worry about my sheet a little bit later. I'm here playing Illuvium, not EVE Online. Y'all aren't here to be watching me do spreadsheets now, are ya? I do miss EVE, though. Do I do another one here? I think so. Do I just keep the same squad? Or actually, let me check real quick. Do I have my flail? I potentially could have it available. There it is! There we go! So let's essentially... I could take all these really down if I really wanted to. Right here, the Tidal Flail. That's what I'm looking for. Tsunami Aegis weapon. I can actually play Aegis in Overworld now. Very, very happy and excited for that. It'll help me when I'm trying to be a little bit more lean on my runs, I feel like. And one more run here. Now, if there's at any point where you need it back, do let me know. But I imagine if you're passing that along, that you have probably something as good, if not better. But again, just let me know. Again, big thank you. Alright, new run. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Arcane Floor Links, I definitely have a weak one. Vermilia, we need those as well. The Archie, we've got Archos, a hollowed out Virtuous Links. I'm definitely going to take a look at that. I do not have a hollow Stage 2 Links, period, right now. We'll definitely look for that one. A Dark Hollow Stoic. A Dark Hollow Stoic Floor Links? Holy... Okay. Phosphorus! Holy smokes, what a run here in the southern side. On the southern side here are Brightland Steps. And a Kukaraf, I need that for an upgrade, potentially. Matu, I need an upgrade. Another Kukaraf. Another Squiz. Another Matu. Relentless Emberlinks, do I need to check this one? Emberlinks, yeah, that's one of my worst Illuvials. This run is looking tailor-made for what I need. That's absolutely incredible. What the heck? Streamer luck indeed, Kirito, I'm not gonna lie. Holy hell, okay, I mean, priority 1 and 2 right down here. The Stoic Floor-Lengths and the Phosphorus are 100% going to be my main targets here. No questions asked. We need to get there immediately. Phosphorus is probably one of the late game carries that I use most often when I'm using something Aegis-based. And to be fair, my Phosphorus right now, it's okay, but I think it's like maybe a 50 or 60 TPI Illuvial. Like, this is absolutely where we might be using our Master Shard today. Okay, there, way further out, we'll see. That is the Dark Hollow Stoic Floor-Lengths. Let's not waste any time and kind of jump on this thing. Go point blank with it, because that Appon might have actually stolen the ability. Easily one of the nicest runs I've ever had, just based off of what's in the field. Now we just actually have to lock it down. And, you know, not throw. Absolutely ridiculous stuff coming out here. Oh my god, that's so pretty. If you have stats too, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. It's obviously going to be used strictly for style points, but I mean, I'm still pretty happy with this, but we do have to lock this thing down. The newly built Tidal Flail, so we can actually do Aegis in Overworld. We can get our dear Riptorus involved in this as well. Do something like that so that my Ranger's in the forefront still, while also giving the Aegis buffs. I'm not necessarily looking to be lean. I just want to make sure that we get this thing actually secured. No throwing. I swear to God, I will cry. I will overshard. I'll use a freaking Resplendent if I have to. Just to absolutely secure this thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If I'm going over points as is, I might as well just throw everybody on the board. We'll probably overkill big time, but oh well. Yeah, this was 100% overkill. I just do not want to throw. And let's get it in here. Dark Hollow Stoic Floor-Lengths. If I use a tier 3, it's 78%. I still don't like those odds. Tier 4, 100. We're bringing it home. 100%. Hello, beautiful. This is an incredible Dark Hollow Stoic Floor-Lengths. I don't care if it doesn't have the greatest stats. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, and I will love it dearly. I hope there is eventually some sort of system in the game that allows me to maybe fix these stats. How many Stoic Floor-Lengths does it take, or how many Illuvials do I have to destroy to turn this thing into an absolute monster? I don't care. Thousands, tens of thousands. I do not care. Give me some way to fix these stats, because this Stoic Floor-Lengths I want to have for life. Good morning, Fox. You came in at a good time, and thank you for the congrats there, everybody. Absolute gorgeous. I am so glad I did the second run of the Overworld. Unfortunately, it probably means that we're not going to be able to make it to the arena today. But it was worth it for that. Oh my god. And of course, that's still not even just the rest of the beauty. I still have a Phosphorus in this run. And the Master Shard's handy if I need it. Oh my goodness. Right at the top, I believe. The top of this mountain. You're gonna make me climb for it. This is absolutely worth it. You know, oh, I went right through the bubble.
Oh, the air is warm inside? But is it just air?
Is it up there? Oh, is it not even up here? That's a mammoth. Mammoth, don't worry, I'm not gonna bug you, I'll come back for you later. Where did you go? You're gonna put me through platforming hell to try and find you, eh? There you are, right on the cliffside. Phosphorus is here, T-posing to assert its dominance on me as it proceeds to levitate like an absolute badass. Look at this T-posing little bitch is trying to flex on me. I am being absolutely trolled by this phosphorus. I swear this is probably the worst spot that I could have actually had this phosphorus come up, but there we go. This T-posing phosphorus just asserting its dominance on me. Yeah, only 2 Dark Hollow Storic Flora Lynxes for sale. And that's the fun thing about myself. I don't care. I'm just happy I have it. It's mine. I don't plan on going anywhere. It could be worth a couple thousand, and I would not give a shit. This phosphorus was an absolute airplane. And how about that? The stats on this thing. So Omega Power is absolute doo-doo, but in terms of attack speed at least, it is not bad in the slightest. Attack speed completely maxed out. Attack damage, it's only a level 1. But let me take a look at my sheet to see what I'm kind of working with here. So my current phosphorus is maxed out on... Oh, it's basically the reverse here. Alright. All y'all in chat. Flashbang warning, spreadsheet. So the current phosphorus I have here, it has the tankiness pretty much maxed out, but its attack speed is very lackluster. Attack damage is middle of the line. Omega Power is not bad. So that compared to what we have here, where its tankiness is a little bit weaker, but it's maxed out in terms of attack speed, and basically the same in terms of attack damage. I think it's the level 2 compared to... Oh, it's only a level 1 compared to level 3. So I guess that's the trade-off. This one has attack speed, but my current one... My current one actually better? Yeah, I think my current one might actually end up being better, unfortunately. Yeah, the attack speed on my current one is rough, but at least it has some attack damage and some Omega Power. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this Phosphorus is actually an upgrade. I think I still want to fight this thing and throw a shard at it and just for the heck of it, but is this Master Shard worthy? I'd say absolutely not. A little unfortunate, but that's alright. Yeah, missing the attack damage in Omega definitely hurts. So I think this is a case where we fight it anyway. We go for a shard. The chances aren't going to be likely that it works, but can at least make an attempt. Yeah, we'll make the attempt 100%. And let's boost up Furiox so that it's getting hyper on these guys. And you go here. Make it so that the Ranger is still probably the first one to show up. Yeah. Let's go. The gang's all here. Let's see if we could take this Birdo down. Gonna be successful at doing so. The Ranger's the only casualty, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And we'll clean up nice and quick. Yeah. We're gonna try and get it. I'll still use the Resplendent on it 100%. Just not the Master. So we caught an Illuvial today with 11% of chance. Can by the grace of whatever you believe in, can it possibly bless me with a 7% chance? Not today. It will get out of here. Alright, Phosphorus and Phosphorus are going to be some heartbreaking Illuvials here for me to catch, but it was not an upgrade. It will go away. A Phosphorus may be 10 bucks, Master Shards are about 5 bucks. But that does require something actually being sold. And that is a hassle that I'm not going to do right here, right now. Might be missing out. But I'm not going to be too upset about it. And we especially we got one hollow, or a dark hollow links earlier. Now how about this virtuous one right around the corner? I just fell into the pit of doom, apparently. I didn't expect that to be there. Ah. Let's try that again. Apparently I didn't wait for my energy to recharge. Yeah, exactly. What something is worth and then what it actually is going to end up selling for is another thing. And especially right here, right now, we're in a little bit of a quiet period where, let's just say, there's not that much pressure on people to buy Illuvials. It's a very, very quiet time. So those players focus strictly on the profit side of the game. I definitely understand if y'all are having a little bit of a harder time here right now. Exactly, I've got the Dark Hollow already. There's no way that I'm complaining about this run. I still got plenty more awesome Illuvials to pick up here as well. There was 2 of the middle stage mammoths, the Matus, that I can absolutely pick up as well. And I'm slowly but surely climbing my way to try and get this virtuous links. They're really gonna make me work for it here, it looks like. Oh, is it just like straight up there? Is there a bubble or something that I could ride? Have I just been missing a bubble? Potentially. Is that what this is supposed to be down here? Is this the bubble for it? Bugger. We'll catch the next one. Doing all that climbing when there's a bubble just right there that I could have went to. To be fair, we made it pretty high up. Yeah. Much better. Don't you pop here, though. I swear to God. So are you telling me that I have to climb this thing? Anyone who actually knows how to traverse this area is probably slamming their head up against the desk. And I apologize about that. I didn't see this route, at least, that I could climb. This makes it a little bit easier. So now I'm basically back to where I was. Where did that bubble come from? There was a bubble that I missed. Oh, Christ almighty. in the center of this tower, there's a bubble, eh? And of course, I'm on a little bit of a delay on the YouTube side of things, if I do recall correctly. So if you're yelling at... Oh, I just saw it. Where'd it come from? Where art thou, bubble? Down here? There you are, yep. Sorry about that, guys.
Up it goes.
Platforming is my mortal enemy, apparently, right next to the slashing. There we go. Even if we didn't end up catching that phosphorus, the fact that that phosphorus was literally T-posing on me the entire time that we were battling it, that was kind of funny. That's a memory in itself. Now, I have not seen a Stage 2 Hollow Links at all, and this one, it's actually abysmal. But, for the sake of style points, I will actually throw a Tier 3 shard at it. We just have to actually beat the encounter first. Let's get the gang all here. I'm not going to think about it too hard. I wish there was a preset option, but I imagine quality of life changes for Overworld isn't necessarily a big priority, considering Overworld's getting revamped. Let's get this guy. Thank yous for bearing with me while I tried to figure out my way around Brightland Steps. A little bit of experience for everybody, and there we go. Hollowed out Virtuous Links. Here for the style points. It may not be very good statistically. In fact, it doesn't have anything except its health maxed out. And not just maxed out, it doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of anything. But we're trying to catch it just for the style points here, because this is the first Stage 2 Links that I've seen in a Hollow form. And you know what? Screw you, I didn't want you anyway, Links. Oh my god. 89% chance to catch that thing, and it still told me the F off, so I mean, it is what it is. We traveled all the way up on that hill, only to get trolled by a almost 90% catch chance. That's alright. Let's save that luck for some of these mammoths that we have coming around the corner here. Okay, so here was the Arcane Flora Links. I'll come back to this one. But up here, there is a handful of Illuvials I absolutely want to catch, including the Squiz that I totally forgot was actually here. We 100% need to go see Squiz. My current Squiz, I believe I had said before, was maybe only a 34 TPI. So it is extremely weak. Before I jump down, just in case, let's put a little teleporter there. I think it's telling me it's down here, right? There you are. Lock you down. My god, I got a phosphorus at the exact same place. He's doing the plane too? Yes, there we go. So apparently there's a nest happening for phosphoruses in the southern side of Brightland Steps. And all of these phosphoruses have attitudes and are T-posing to assert their dominance. Good luck with the catch. Phosphorus Airlines coming on through, apparently. You're gonna do an overworld run now too, Kirito. There you go. Check the southern side, see what's there. And unfortunately, another similar situation to the last one we had in terms of this squiz. Abysmal stats. We're gonna just do the exact same thing. We're gonna battle it. Throw a tier 4 shard at it. And see if it sticks. Excuse me. Let's boost things up a little bit and just go for a hit like this. This should be good enough. Gang's all here. Shredder is gonna be doing his thing. Keep Crunk alive, please. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Poor Alfie just got dunked on, though. Oh, I wasn't very good either. Unfortunate. Hey, at least you got the encounter. Alright, Squiz. This worked the first time today. Can we make it happen twice in one stream where we can maybe somehow find a Squiz with a 11% chance to catch? It didn't break out right away. There's a chance that this could happen twice. Let's see. Can it actually be locked down? Okay. I might be feeling myself a little bit too much here. Rightfully so. This squiz will go away. But can you imagine if it happened twice? That would have been incredible. So Squiz may not have gone in my favor, but that is okay. We still have a few more things that I definitely want to check out here in this run. I'm going to take my teleporter back up to the hill. Because I believe it was a Matu that is around here. There you are. Hello, big guy. And then there's 2 of these in this run, which has me extremely excited. I know I'm very low on Resplendent Shards. You missed twice in a row with a Kukuraf at 98? Oh my god. That's brutal. Got a bunch of Rotas. Rotas I need to pay attention to as well, because I do need upgrades there. Like, what on earth is this encounter? That is a fully evolved mammoth. We have Octius here as well. And that, stat-wise, I believe is an upgrade. In regards to my Matu, if I quickly reference my sheet, my Matu is easily my worst Illuvial. At 35, this is 100% better than 35. The only thing it's abysmal on is movement speed, which, to be fair, I don't care about movement speed here for something that's meant to be more so of a tank. So we just have to make sure we actually, you know, secure this fight. We will 100% need some firepower here, see if we can get hyper. Let's get our dear Shredder online. 1. Pressure Octius. Okay. Tank 1. Tank 2. And Lynx. Alright. Let's lock down this Matu if we can. Can we do it without any casualties? The Stabbin's going to be taking a lot of heat off the rip. And we do, of course, have to worry about the finishing blows coming out there from that Octius, but it is going to get taken down here by Stabbin. We clean it up actually pretty nicely. Not even a single casualty. I probably could have been leaner, but I'm not going to lie, Octius had me pretty nervous. Rota is nothing to write home about, so it's just a matter of dealing with this Matu. The 26% chance to catch off of a tier 4 shard. If I use the tier 5, it does bump it up to 76. But it is my final Resplendent shard. And that is going to put me in a very, very awkward spot if it either doesn't catch or breaks out. I don't know. As much as this is an upgrade, I think I still just kind of throw the tier 4 at it. Because I'm looking at that Omega power there. That's so nice. Quickly think about it for a second while I take my medicine real fast. Now, if I'm reading that correctly, you'll send me some shards? I feel extremely bad if that's the case, but I thank you. Alright, Matsu. Because this is an upgrade, and I cannot guarantee what the next mammoth brings, and you're willing to send me 5, that's incredible. Honestly, again, if there's something I can do, please do let me know. With that then, we will push this up to a Resplendid. Squawk is going to back me up beautifully, just in case I run into something better later down the line. But it's still 76% chance here on this Matu. This is not guaranteed by any means. But the middle stage evolution here on this Mammoth is still going to get away. That is absolutely heartbreaking. It will go to the Shadow Realm and leave us here today, but we played it the best we could, all things considered. But I definitely thank you there, Squawk, for the support, 100%. So there's the other Matsu. And then, Squawk, do remind me, is there anything that I have to do in order to claim it while I'm in a run? So around the corner here should be the Mammoth, I believe. Is it all the way down on the ground? Is that where it's at? Or did I just fall for nothing? Or is it under the ground here? Oh, it's probably in that little underground cave area. Right around... Not here in particular, but there is a little underground area. I'm guessing it's where it's at. There we are. There you are. Okay. No, I definitely appreciate the generosity. So again, if there's anything I need to do, or anything I can do, please do let me know. And just make sure that I'm not interrupting your own... I'm not interrupting your own gameplay, and your own experience. Going into the next one... Pretty beefy encounter, but this Matu, unfortunately, is not the greatest either. But I would still probably throw a tier 4 at it. It might be like the most marginal of upgrades here compared to the one that I do have. Okay, something like this. Furiox, come on out to play alongside our dear Alfie. And we could probably knock it out with just that, but I'll add one more tank to the mix just to be safe. A lot of damage coming out there from the Rota and friends, but no casualties. Probably the perfect amount to do without a casualty. So Archie, I mean, it's maxed out on its defenses, but nothing else. Rota got nothing. And again, the Matu, it's nothing crazy to worry about. I do see the Resplendent Shards here now. Thank you big time. Once again there, Squawk. Helped me out a ton, and I appreciate it greatly. For this one, though, since the stats are rather lackluster, we're just going to do the tier 4 at it. If I don't end up using the shards, do you want me to send them back, Squawk? Because that's absolutely something I can do. Now we are within our essentially final 10 minutes or so of stream as well. A little bit of a busy day ahead of us here, or ahead of me here, so I'm not necessarily in a position to go into overtime. But there are still a bunch of things I do want to catch, so let's quickly try and not speed run, but at least hustle up a little bit. So the Relentless Ember Lynx was definitely one I want to take a look at. That is one of my weaker lynxes currently. And boom. Hello, beautiful. So currently my Relentless Ember Lynx, if I reference my sheet, it is one of my worst. It has about a TPI of 58 with next to no attack damage, only a level 1. It does have maxed out Omega power, but of course it's a fighter. I wish that it actually had, you know, attack damage. So we need the upgrade there, potentially. And that is not going to be that one. How about the ace next to it? No, not going to be there as well. I mean, that Kuka's kind of nice, but not going to be there. But because this Duolef is here, I imagine this will be a rather juicy fight for experience. So we will quickly try to get that one done. And that is the beautiful thing about Overworld. Yeah, I can absolutely come back later if need be. It's definitely saved my bacon a couple times, since that's actually something you can do. So I, of course, want to make sure, especially with a Stage 2, or, God forbid, you're doing a Stage 3 run, you want to make sure you can actually get everything out of it, so to speak. Let's see. Line up something like that. Let's see if we can get our fellas all capped up. Especially you. There we go. We should be able to take this. Squawk, buddy, I would have done that for free, mate. I would have done that for free, 100%. Hey, I'm going to be a dedicated healer. So if your raid party needs a healer, by all means, hit me up. And I don't think that is an upgrade, so we will end up letting this one go. Do I take a shot at the ace just for skins? No, there's still some other stuff I want to catch. No, 100%. When the MMO comes out, like, let's be honest, that's probably going to be not exclusively my content, but it's going to be probably a big portion of what I end up doing on stream is MMO related. It's going to be essentially bouncing between MMO, Arena, and Zero. And I know personally I'm a bigger MMO fan than I am an auto battler. So I would 100%, 100% do community runs here. And then Squawk, 100%. You don't even have to be, like, assisting me with in-game stuff. I would have absolutely done it, but I tell you what, I absolutely thank you greatly for keeping me going here today. Now, I just autopiloted and shot down that Nimble Lynx just for the lulz. I don't even necessarily need it. So, Lynx, I'm sorry. I hope you can get out of the nether in a few minutes. Kukuraf is something I want to take a look at, as well as the baby lynx up north. My current baby lynx is about a 70, so it's not terrible, but I mean, I could absolutely get an upgrade. And you kind of want to have two of them anyway, because there are a lot of early game scenarios where you can't have two lynxes on the field as your early game DPS. The old DPS for support? That sounds great, absolutely. And a Rota is actually something I needed an upgrade on. This one isn't terrible, but how about the lynx? Oh god. That is absolutely abysmal. Do I even... This one's probably close to a 70-something. It would be an upgrade. My current Rota is... Oh no, my current Rota is a 70, so this is probably about even. I do want to see that Kukuraf, and I do have a teleporter here, so I can back out without punish. And one thing, while I have everybody here, of course, on the YouTube channel after the stream, of course, or last night, I did release my second, I guess, narrative-based kind of video. Similar to how the Fire Inside video was, where, yes, it was in regards to a team, and yes, it was an arena match, but I kind of made a story out of it, so to speak. I just released that video last night. I know a lot of people liked the first one, so definitely recommend going to check it out if you have not done so already. Do you know if you can make content about the beta test MMO? From what I remember in the town hall that Kieran said, basically, like, if I were to stream the beta test, that's NDA, that's illegal, I couldn't do that. However, if I wanted to make a video on the MMO playtest, I believe I can, like, make the video, send it to Illuvium, and then they can approve or ask me to make adjustments in certain areas. And if they like it, then it can be uploaded. So, content can be made. It just has to be approved through Illuvium first, is what it was the last time I heard about the topic, which was the town hall that happened before the holidays. Because, yeah, there's a lot of little questions in terms of how many Illuvials can I take with me? Like, how does the skill tree system work? As a healer, am I still going to be okay trying to DPS for myself, or do I need to pick up a secondary class? There's a couple of things that I need to know and want to share with all of you. Now, this is kind of funny. I think this is my computer telling me to hurry the heck up because I'm frozen. In terms of overworld, I guess I'm going to have to finish that one up later. I only got another 5 minutes or so. So why don't we real quick do a bit of a Illuvium Zero cooldown speedrun, specifically for the plots that I have that have scanners. Let's see if we can get that done real quick. Yeah, there we go. Illuvium just crashed. So let's fix that up. From one to the other. There we go. We've got the 3 scanners here. Let me find one of my 5s. Let's get this upgrading. Claims your resources. Science centers, we've got the 3 available. Tier 5s. Can we find one? Not today, not on this plot. Let's hop on over to the next. Keep picking those up. I think I should have enough now for an upgrade here. There's a 5 around here somewhere. There it is. Let's get that moving. Scoop up the resources as always. And the extractor. There we go. 1, 2 shots here. Oh, we got something. But it might just be a tier 1 that I threw away from the past. So let's take a look. So, Kara Blue, I'll find you again later, I'm sure. Is this just a tier 1? Yeah, it ends up being Archie. But we got another shot. We've got another shot. Archie, I'll find you again later. Can we find it? It ends up being Rye. So I really need to upgrade my data banks because I think I'm skewing my odds here a little bit just finding these tier 1s. Need to get a bit of a boost to that data bank, that's for sure. One more plot. There we go, that one's finished. Keep going there. There we go, situated there. You blame me? Well, you can blame me since we actually get to hang out tomorrow, Gear. There we go, finally. I know we've been trying for a little while. Looking forward to seeing you later. 3 shots, and I don't have any data bank issues on this plot, but we will get skunked once again. All of my scanners are going to tell me no here today, unfortunately. Is there anything else that I had scanner-wise? No, I don't think so. So for today, we'll end up cutting this one up a little bit short because I am a little bit on the clock. I do have to get moving, unfortunately. So no overtime, no encore of sorts here today, but what an absolute incredible day in the overworld. So many awesome encounters there. We didn't necessarily get every single one, but I tell you what, that Dark Hollow Stoic Floor Links is probably the highlight of my entire collection in terms of stuff that I've caught personally. There are still plenty of others that have either been fused or gifted to me, which again, big thank you to Squawk for helping me with my team, with the shards, and keeping me going here in today's overworld runs. And in regards again to that, regards of that links, this is the one I'm talking about here. 50 TPI does not matter. I am just so happy to have been able to find this thing. Nature being my favorite affinity, or favorite element, and getting it in the rarest shiny form, you can say, the hollow. That's absolutely incredible, and I am going to cherish the hell out of this thing. Geary, are you yelling at me to sell it? I swear to God. And Squawk, yes, you have a great day as well. Take care as well, of course. Have a fantastic day. You and everybody, of course, make sure you have a great day. Stay safe, tell somebody that you love them, of course. In terms of stream, Kirito, you take care, have a great day as well, absolutely. And then, in terms of stream, we will have another stream coming up on Monday. We'll have to see if there ends up being any sort of announcements maybe over the weekend, now that the Illuvium team is back after their Christmas break. I don't expect anything, but I'm open to it. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very chill day. Maybe I'll be able, over the weekend, to kind of make up a little bit of a challenge for myself in either the arena or in the overworld. Make some sort of interesting fun there. But otherwise, heck, if we're just going in the overworld and exploring a little bit more, trying to catch some more Illuvials, upgrade the team, I'm still completely fine with that as well. One way or another, I will be here on Monday, Wednesday as well. We'll see about Friday. Got to confirm a few things first off. And of course, we'll have a big talk, of course, if any sort of news or announcement comes out. But until then, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on the other side.